I'm going to start this practice where we finished the strong shoulders practice. So for those of you that want a longer practice, you can just tag this onto the end of the strong shoulders. That would be a really nice way to go. Those of you that just want a short relaxation practice for shoulders, this on its own will be ideal. So we're on our backs, with the arms draped over. Let me show you this from seated. You'll be laying, but your arms drape over your chest. It's not this. All the way over, nice and loose in semi-supine position. So the best way is to just let the arms hang up in the air for a moment or two, not reaching, not uprooting your shoulders at all. Look at the shoulder blades here. They kind of lift away from the floor when I reach up, and it brings tension and pressure into the back of my neck. You need to just let it all fall down, okay? As if you're letting your upper arm bones fall into your shoulders. And then let the arms drape over your chest. So your left fingertips will trail on the right side and your right fingertips trail on the left side. Now this is where we finished the strong shoulders practice. So some of you might just be here from your strong practice. Others may be coming into the practice. We just want to center our breath here. Long inhale. Long exhale. And there's just lovely oscillation around the shoulders as you breathe here. You feel the rise of the breath, the inhale, the breastbone lifts, the chest expands, and the arms go along with that expansion. Brings oscillation into your shoulders. And the more relaxed you are, the more we feel that lovely movement, that free movement as we breathe. So maybe take another 4 or 5 breaths here. And then just allow both of your arms to unfurl really slowly, one at a time. So you open the arms out to roughly shoulder height here, maybe a little bit lower. I think I've only got space for one arm. So just feeling here the way that your shoulders drop down, the way that your chest feels open, the shoulder blades drop into the floor, the upper back relaxes, and you take a few breaths here. Just letting go of the accumulation of tension from around your shoulders. We're living at the moment in these stressful times. A lot of us separated from our family and our friends will be finding that very difficult. So just taking this time to let go of your worry and your stress. And then when you're ready, pressing into the feet and just allowing your hips to float up and away from the floor. So you're not you're not really efforting here. It's almost effortless, the lifting. You're sending the energy down into your feet. The energy moves up through the structure of your body, allowing you to float your hips up. And you just find a comfortable place, some opening through your frontal space. And then if you can, take your arms and let them drape up and over and behind your head. So you're just opening the fronts of the shoulders a little bit more. Now, if this is too much with your arms right up over your head, bring them lower. So you can bring them all the way down, shoulder high or lower if you need to. And just let that front space open. And then when it feels like enough for you, firstly bring the arms back down. And then trickle down through your spine, through your upper back, through your middle back, your lower back, and all the way down and into your sacrum. And again, just take time to breathe here. And then in your own way, bring yourself up to sitting. So by all means, take a nice, easy, slow transition up. You can turn over onto one side. Just use the hands to help you press up. And bring yourself into sitting. Now, any seat that you're comfortable with is fine. So if cross-leg doesn't work for you, you can kneel with blocks to support the weight of the pelvis. Sit with your legs out straight in front of you. You could even, for this, put your back to a wall so that your spinal alignment is supported. So wherever you're most comfortable. And we're just going to take the right arm out to the side and up. Again, try and just let it float up so you don't uproot or unplug your upper arm bone. See if you can let it lengthen up. And then slowly come over and to the left. And just soften your elbow and your wrist. You know, you don't want to be rigid here. Let the weight of the arm just drop over so you feel space around your shoulder. Try and let your neck relax so your head drops over to the left as well. And then coming up and taking the spine back to vertical and the right arm out so that it's roughly horizontal, roughly parallel with the floor, but keeping the head dropped over to the left. So you just feel a little bit of traction out through the right side of your neck. Let your right arm lengthen away. Breathe it a little bit longer. And then very, very slowly lower the right hand down to the floor. As you're lowering your hand, try and draw your shoulder down away from your ear also. So rather than holding your shoulder high, let it release down so you really feel this opening. Most of us are real tight in here. So just very, very gently beginning to release some of that tension. If you can slide your right fingertips a little bit further away from your right hip, go on ahead and do that as well. A big inhale and a long exhale. And then use your left hand just to lift the head back up. Notice how that feels there for you. If the right side of your neck feels a little bit longer than the left side. Sometimes it feels really uneven here. And then bring your left arm up And again, just breathe here for a moment. Let it float up rather than dragging the arm up. You don't want to bunch the shoulder up around your ear. And then let it come over just into a really light side bend. Let the arm relax again. So rather than being rigid here, just soften the elbow and the hand, the wrist. Let the weight of the head go. Nice long exhales, helping you to release your holding and resistance. And then bringing the arm up and out to the left, just letting the spine, again, find vertical, but keeping the head dropping over and to the right. So right ear towards right shoulder, left arm lengthening away. And then very slowly, keeping the left arm long and letting it lower all the way down. You can walk the left fingertips a little bit further away from the left hip again. Keep the weight of the head dropping to the right. So again, you just feel this sort of easing out, is tractioning out through the left side of your neck, across your upper trapezius. And then maybe just let the head roll forward here. So it's as if you're bringing your chin towards your right collarbone, letting it roll back around. To the other side. We're not rolling the head back, it's really just side to side. And then again, just really tenderly bringing the chin in, feeling the way the stretch, the sensation travels from one side of your neck across the back of your neck and around to the other side. And you can do that once or twice more. Good. When you're ready, just lifting the head up, letting the crown of the head float up, ascend towards the sky, and feeling that little bit of extra length in both sides of your neck. We'll come into a butterfly pose next. You might want to use your blanket, if you have one, just under the outer edges of your feet and ankles to make the posture more comfortable. You can use your block under the back of your pelvis to give you a little anterior tilt in your pelvis if you feel that you need that support, that assistance there. And we're coming into a forward fold that just gently eases out the whole back body. So feel that you lengthen all the way through as you come forward. Now, if you feel that it's difficult for you to let your neck go here, it's worth just lifting the head and then letting it drop a few times, best connected to the breath. So you inhale and you let the head come up, and then you exhale and you drop your head down. If it's still difficult, if it still feels too intense, you can use a block or a bolster or whatever support you have to hand to maybe rest the head down, give the head some support. So most importantly, make the posture comfortable. And then at the same time, we want to let any tension just slide away from the shoulders across the upper back, so we feel release in between the shoulder blades. And we breathe into the back, and we take a few breaths here. Another breath or two. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself just very, very slowly back up and see how it feels there. When you're ready, you can transition over and come onto your hands and knees. And we're coming into a variation of child's pose. So lengthen into child's pose. You know, take a moment here to reach your sit bones back. And I always find this just a little opening to one side and then opening to the other side really helpful to create more space. You rest your forehead down, bring your hands to a prayer position, and then if you can, keep the elbows nice and close, but bend the elbows and bring the hands around just behind the back of your neck. So there's a little opening through your shoulders again. Now you can maybe adjust this so you feel more opening by lifting your seat an inch or two, walking your elbows forward an inch or so, and then plugging the elbows in but sinking the seat back. And you might just feel that traction out a little more through your underarms and shoulders. Keep the breath really spacious, really long inhales. And really long exhales. Good. Releasing from here, nice and slow. And just walking yourself up onto your hands and knees. And then try this transition into Uttanasana, into forward fold. And this is the only time that we're coming onto our feet in this practice. The toes turn under, your hands close to your knees, you bring yourself up and into a forward fold. Now, if you need to support your forward fold, you can lean on your thighs, but do try and let your head hang. So the weight of the head just helps you to release your neck, decompress around the base of the skull and all the way through your neck. Now, if forward fold is okay for you, feel free to keep your knees a little bit bent. This isn't about hamstring opening today, so bend the knees as much as you need to be able to let the spine release, to be able to let the head hang. And maybe try bringing your hands to your elbows and just letting the upper arm bones. You'll be surprised often to find that you're holding, you're lifting your arm bones up and into your shoulders a little bit. Try and let them drop so you have space around the upper arm bone and into your shoulder. And just be here. You can give it a little tiny gentle swing if you like, just to try and feel that looseness in your neck and your shoulders. And if we can stay for another 3 or 4 breaths, it would be great. So really long inhales. You feel the expansion of the inhale. You feel a little bit buoyant as you inhale. As you exhale, softening and releasing, and the tension just falling away. And again, you want to feel the movement of the breath, the way the body responds, the way you're slightly lifted by the inhale, the way we drop as we exhale. Stay for longer if it feels good. When you feel ready, kind of rewind here. So you place the hands back on the floor, you bend the knees, and you drop back down and into a child's pose. So the knees come down. The arms reach forward. The hips sink back. Again, you might just want to tease things out a little bit. When the forehead releases down, let the arms come all the way back to rest, if you can, alongside your feet and your legs. And really try and let the arms drop, let the shoulders relax. Long inhale. And long exhale. Good. Bringing yourself slowly up from here, from Balasana. We're coming back over and onto our backs. So a spinal twist to finish here. Take your right arm out to the side, so at shoulder height, or if you have open shoulders, maybe a little bit higher. If you have vulnerable shoulder or shoulder injury, maybe nice and low, maybe the hand rests on your ribs. So make sure that it's comfortable. We want to be in a place not where we're feeling stress around the shoulder, but where we can just release away the tension. So right arm in a comfortable place, hips move a little bit over to the right, and we turn the legs to the left. Now, you might want to support your legs. Certainly if this shoulder lifts up away from the floor, so if you're somewhere here with space underneath your shoulder and your shoulder blade, you need to put support under your legs. And the more you support your legs, the more that shoulder will soften down. So don't be afraid to use cushions or a bolster or blocks underneath your left leg here. Try and let this shoulder soften so that it's supported by the floor. Roll your head and look towards the left. And then maybe bring your head back to the center. Possibly a tiny bit towards the right, but again, make sure that you're not bringing stress into your neck. We can all turn the head and look towards the right hand there, but you really need to ask yourself, does that feel okay? Or am I bringing a lot of stress into my neck to do that? So you just ease out, let the head roll backwards and forwards and find a comfortable place. If you feel that the shoulder is really relaxing, you can take the arm a bit higher. Again, being really mindful that you're not putting your arm in such a place that you can't relax your shoulder down. You take one more breath here. And then just do the same posture to the other side. So you bring yourself up. You take your left arm into what for you is a comfortable place. Move your hips over to the left. And your knees over to the right. Let the head firstly roll to look right. And then you might roll just a little bit and to the left. You can go side to side. Make sure you keep the chin in a little bit so the back of the neck is nice and long. We certainly don't want to let the chin pop up so that we're scrunching the neck up here. And just take another breath or two. Good. When you're ready, you come slowly back to your center. You might like to just hang the arms up again in the air as if you're suspended from the ceiling by a little thread to your middle finger maybe. Let the shoulder blades drop down. And then let the arms drape over your chest. So remember, this is really loose. You're not hugging in. There's no tension. It should be the upper arms that cross over. You can take a breath or two here. And again, just observe the movement around your shoulders as you breathe. Feel all of those little movements that are in response to your breath. So the rise and fall of your chest, the opening of your ribs, widening of your collarbones, the oscillation into your shoulders. You feel the breath in the whole of your shoulder girdle. You can let the arms unfurl again when you're ready and just let them drop down to your sides in a comfortable place. And take a few more breaths here. So as you breathe here, feel relaxation and space in the upper back and around the shoulders. Feel the body soften and drop. And feel the support of the ground. You can be here for as long as you need to be. I will leave you here with love to enjoy your quiet time. Namaste.